we've rendered the wood and the shading into this floor plan. Now we're going to have a go at rendering in the concrete. So using the techniques that I posted earlier, you can just simply apply these to the concrete parts of your plan. So here I'm just going to apply the two different colours like we did earlier on in one of the previous videos. And remember I said when putting in concrete it's almost like to do it like you really don't care. Okay, so that is called Satin and it's a Windsor & Newton Promarker. That's a very useful colour. It comes in handy on lots of different occasions. Now this is a little bit dark, so I'm just going to try it out first. I'm going to do it anyway, because who's to say what colour your concrete floor is. Okay, so it's looking a bit blue-grey, which is fine. Now I'm going to counteract that with something. Actually, you know what, I'm going to go over it again with this one. So go over it again with the pinkish colour. So it's really the orange and this pinkish colour that will kind of blend the colours together. And you can see the sort of dots on this as well to represent the concrete. Now I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go over it with a white just to take it down a tad. Okay, while I'm on the subject here, a good way to get rid of this kind of thing is literally just go over it in white. It just takes it down a little bit. It doesn't get rid of it entirely. I suppose you could use a Tipex marker to get rid of it entirely. But it just, you know, means that your eye isn't drawn in that direction. Now, I just had to go and get my chalk pastel here. Now that's still quite wet because there's a build-up. So really what you want to do is leave it to dry properly so that the chalk or the pencil go nicely over it. Now, while we're doing that, another tip when you're rendering stairs generally is that if you put in a bit of shading at the edge of the step there, it gives the idea that one step is higher than the other. And I'm using the same colour as I did for the shading before on the table and chairs and the floor plan generally. So we're getting somewhere now. It's still very wet. Another thing actually is, see all that? Right? When you're using these markers, they go directly through to whatever is underneath, and I've seen many a student ruin a good floor plan doing this. So just be careful, put like a sheet of paper under it that you're not too fussed, you know, if it gets damaged. Now I'm just waiting for this to dry. Okay. Now, you know, it might even be slightly lighter towards the edge of the step. Oh yeah, it's taking it nicely actually. And again, you decide what the under colour is. You know, it depends on what colour your concrete is. Is it light? Is it dark? Does it have a lot of aggregate? You know, is it coloured? That will all have an impact on the choice of markers. And again, another thing to remember too is your markers will dry slightly lighter, so always wait, say, before you make a decision to change something. Just going to go over that. I'm just going to enhance the shading here. I feel it should be a little darker, similar to the previous shading around the table.